Welcome to the vlog, and today what we're going to talk about is a day in the life of a Medicare agent, yours truly, during open enrollment period. So OEP, which is going on right now, is January 1st through March 31st. And this is a time period where anybody who has a Medicare Advantage plan can actually make changes. So we just got out of annual enrollment period, or AEP, where all beneficiaries, no matter what Medicare plan they were on, were able to make choices for their 2025 benefit year. And so what I wanted to do today was just walk you through what do I do during OEP. And so there's a couple of things. Number one is I want to check in with all of my clients that I enrolled or just rolled over from annual enrollment period. So I'll make phone calls to everybody. I want to make sure they got their new cards in the mail. By now it's January the 13th. They've probably gone to the pharmacy already. Do they have any questions about any of that stuff? They may have already gone to the physician's office, so I'm just here to support them and answer any questions that they may have. Okay, the other piece that I like to do, but I've failed to do it for the past couple of years, is send out birthday cards. In the beginning, I did send out, instead of Christmas cards, I did like a Happy New Year card or either a thank you card. But this year, I think I want to do birthday cards. And so I've already gotten some birthday cards that I had when I had this idea last year. I'm going to have to order some more because I think I only have about 15 here. However, what I'm going to do is go ahead and fill out these 15 that I do have, and then I'll order some more from Amazon and complete those. So what I wanted to do was take you along on this journey so you can actually see what I do. And so the other thing is I've already enrolled someone this morning into a Medicare supplement plan and a standalone prescription drug plan because they have retired and they will lose their benefits as of January 31st, 2025. They were already Medicare eligible. They had already gotten their Medicare Part A. As soon as they knew they were going to retire, they went on in and applied for their Part B. And so they got the card for it. So I had already done all the research last week and what plans they were supposed to go in, gave them time to chew it over, and then today we finished the enrollment itself. And so now I have another individual who retired at the end of last year. They were actually going to wait until June. However, they went ahead and retired at the end of December. Well, what happened is I've been in contact with this person, but what happened is they decided to retire at the end of December, and they didn't let me know because originally they were not going to retire until, like I said, in June. And so I told her, you make sure you call me a month before you retire so that we can have your insurance go live the first date that your last coverage goes inactive. Long story short, they didn't call me until last week. And so now they will not be able to get into a prescription drug plan for January, but I will be able to put them in one starting February the 1st. So to keep from having a period of no insurance, is very important that you reach out to your agent and get a plan in place before your coverage ends with your job if you're retiring. Now, I was going to make phone calls today, but time has kind of gotten away from me. It is Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan everything today, meaning pull all the data from the carriers of my book of business, phone numbers, and also making sure that I have this stuff updated in what we call my Luri. So I work under a broker service and they have a CRM in place. And so I like to make sure that the CRM has the bulk of the information, so I only have to go to one place to actually look these things up. So we're going to do that. We're going to update. So today's going to be a lot of prep work. And then we're enrolling one more person, which we're going to look up these drugs, and then we enroll someone this morning. Usually what I get during this time is, especially this year in 2025, is my drug was $300 and some odd. I don't know why. And then I have to remind them that they had a deductible. I can promise you, no matter how many times you go over this during annual enrollment, when you're actually sitting down with somebody and talking to them about it, somebody is going to forget, okay? And it's because it doesn't really make sense until it actually occurs. And so that's when it's like, okay, why is it $300? And you have to go and explain explain it's because it's the deductible. So that did come up in one of my conversations with one of the members. He wanted to know why his wife's prescription was over $300. I called the pharmacy to see how much of it was deductible and then how much of it was actually the copays. And so I was able to tell him and figure that all out for him. So that's one thing that goes on during open enrollment. The other piece is, have you gone to the doctor's office yet? Have you had any lab tests done? Have you had somebody had a stress test done and they said it's going to be $250? And they was like, well, that sounds a little expensive. Can you make sure that that was right? So I just go into the evidence of coverage and the summary of benefits and try and find that information out for them. Had somebody else going through utilization management edits. Basically, the drug they had required a prior authorization, and they wanted to know more about how that looked. Somebody got their prescription, but it was too expensive. And so they wanted to know if they could use a different route to actually get it on a discount card. So all these things are things that just came up while I've been calling the people that are on my book of business. The other thing is, I asked them, have they gotten any letters from the plan that they need help understanding? And if they do, then I'll help walk them through that. Absolutely got to make sure that they got their ID cards, remind them of their supplemental benefits. So like their over-the-counter cards, letting them know that you can use them at the pharmacy or at some of the some stores. And for my people who have a food card, letting them know how much that is. I try to have people make a actual account on some of these plan websites because I think that's important because they're able to log in and see a lot of this stuff on their own. I don't really push it, but if I know I had somebody who likes to do that kind of stuff, then I'll certainly help walk them through that. So hopefully this has been very helpful just to show you what all I do during open enrollment period. Like I said in another video, I would like to reach out to my people every month, but because this is something that I do on a very part-time basis, I really don't usually have the time. However, I always stress to them, if you need anything, please, please, please just call me. Don't hesitate. Don't worry about if I'm busy. It may take me a couple hours maybe to get back to you. Shoot me an email, text, phone call, but I will get back to them if they have any questions. So everything's about having open communication, because if you're not talking to your people, somebody else is talking to your people and they'll go and get signed up someplace else and you'll lose them off of your book. Okay, so that is all I have for this video. If you have some questions and you want to know more about how I actually work clients up, I created a separate video for that. I was going to do it as a part of the day in the life, but I kind of got distracted that day when I was actually doing the real one for somebody, and I was like, you know what, I'll just do it two ways. I'll make one video for my Medicare channel, and then I'll just incorporate that into here if you want to see what the analysis is and how I go about putting somebody in another plan and how I choose which plan to put them in, or how do I let them know which plan that they should actually choose. So if you're interested in that, please look in the description, or if I've got it linked somewhere up at the top, please make sure to check it out. So that is all I have for today. And if you're interested in becoming a Medicare agent, please check the description below. We have a free PDF that you can download, and it will show you all the requirements for your state. And then we also have a 4-part series on how to become a Medicare agent. It's totally free. And then if you want even more information, we have an ebook and a mini course for sale. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.